Okay, today we are playing a game on King's Row. We are playing Roadhog the entire way through, and there is no SR for today's game because it was a quick play game. So obviously we also don't care what our team comp is, because let's be realistic now. If we pushed tab at this particular moment, would we expect to see anything good anyway? No, exactly. So let's just start the game. So we've only got to defend King's Row, which is nice, because hey, they don't get it to the end, we win. So we are really far up as just Roadhog, you know, because if they come out with like a Roadhog of their own or anything like that, we're gonna end up in like a bad spot. So Hammond tried to roll on by. We told him no, he's not allowed to do that, and then, you know, he rolled away anyway because he is in fact still playing Hammond. Missed him that time, unfortunate. Could have taken a breather, like, up until this point, because we were at close to half health. That's like justifiable enough to take a breather sooner than this. And just be at full health. Seeing as nobody was making a super concerted effort to heal us, yeah, hook that boy. Got him. Got him that time. He didn't manage to slip away from that one. So our other tank is D.Va, so we have the classical bad tank combo. But I mean, you know, we're playing quick play. We're lucky to have two tanks at all, aren't we? At least, you know, well, one of them could be May, I guess. Didn't need to hook him yet, because we could just shoot the guy first off. But if we're gonna hook the guy, we shoot, then hook the guy. But, given that he's just unballed right in front of our fucking face, we can just shoot this guy, and then when he tries to roll away from us, we can hook him back when he tries to escape. And then, he'll be really upset about that one. So there was no need to hook him right there, because then we could hook him right as he does that. Right as soon as we see him morphing back into a ball, we just bring him right back to us again. And just like baseline, shoot, hook, shoot is better, because you get the extra shot in. So we tell him to stop again. Basically our goal in life pretty much is just make Hammond upset as much as possible. We had to reload? We had to reload. How tragic. Barely slips away from us. So, it's okay. It's fine. Whatever. He'll be back. We can hook him again later. Ooh, I'm not a big fan of doing the hook into immediate Rudy Tooty whiz-bang shooting, to be honest with you. I've never been a big fan of that particular method. Just because I've seen it save a lot more people than it kills, you know? And I know, yeah, it can kill the man, definitely, but I've seen a lot of people get saved. So I'm not a big fan of it. I'm more of a fan of just right-click, hook, left-click melee for it, because I've had bad experiences, is the gist of it. That was Bob we tried to hook, and then Bob just disappeared, so, yeah, don't bother trying to hook Bob. It often amounts to not much being accomplished. So half our team, well, more than half our team is dead. Excuse me. So, most of our team's dead. We can't fight over the objective. Shouldn't be trying. Definitely don't want to go this far up. It doesn't really amount to very much if we hook Hammond right there, so I'd rather just save the cooldown, really. Or try and hook someone else, but Hammond was all big and in the way. Did manage to hook and kill Ash, so she's probably upset about that one. D.Va just threw her ult behind them. Genji used his ult. I want to go back to see when, or listen for when he used it exactly. He used it way before we hooked, so we should have saved the hook to try and hook Genji instead, to try and put a stop to the Dragon Blade, because that would be more impactful than just hooking Hammond. We missed as well, that's unfortunate, but it would be more impactful to hook the Genji, and we had enough notice that he'd use Dragon Blade that we could have stopped ourselves. So we decide to use Whole Hog right now. Like, it's not unjustified, but I'm still not super excited about it, honestly, because the way the fight's going right now, it looks like we've got the advantage. I'd rather just come out the door, hook somebody, and try to kill them instead of using Whole Hog, because we just looked pretty poised to just kill people. And unless you're in a really specific setup, it's difficult to actually kill people with Whole Hog, tragically. Because, you know, you need to either combo it with, like, Anna or Zarya. You need to pin them in a corner, you know, things like that. It's very hard to push them off an edge. It's hard to actually kill people with Whole Hog. So unless I'm in one of those very specific setups with Whole Hog, I prefer to save it just to use it defensively, basically. Because Whole Hog is one of the best defensive ults in the game, honestly. It's just really, I'm not feeling this team fight right now. I'd rather just call the whole thing off for the day, to be honest with you guys. And we can have it another time when I'm feeling it a little bit more. So I'm not a fan of using it aggressively unless I'm in like a really good position to actually do so. So we hooked Hammond again right there. Again, he's right on top of us, so we don't really need to hook right this second. We could just drop down, shoot at him a while, and then try and hook him when he rolls away instead. Do we at least shoot then hook? Did we do that? Go back a little bit more. Did we shoot then hook or just hook? No, again, could have at least just shot and then hooked, if nothing else. Just to be, like, a little bit more efficient. But I'd rather just shoot the guy and use it when he tries to escape instead. If it's somebody like Hammond, he's one of the only ones where you'll really be in this situation. D.Va's another one, or Winston. If you're fighting someone where it'll take you a little bit of time to kill them, so basically a tank, you know, it'll take you a little bit of time to kill them, and they've got an escape, if you can, it's better to just fight the guy straight up, and then you can hook them when they try and retreat. It's like you're fighting D.Va. If you hook D.Va right at the start of the fight, whatever. She'll just put Defense Matrix over you anyway and, like, stall it out, and then she flies away. Whereas if you just fight D.Va, then when she tries to boost away, you bring her right back again, and she's definitely losing her mech if she doesn't die, if nothing else at that point. So, if you can, just, like, fight it out with the guy, and then hook them when they try and escape. You know, if we're talking like DPS heroes, you're not going to be in a position where that happens. You're better off just hooking the guy at the start to try and kill him, because you can kill him in a combo, right? But tanks are a little bit more inconvenient. So we ended up dying there. Very tragic, upsetting, all around. We were too far up, basically, is the gist of it. But, it wouldn't have been so bad if the other tank, like, wasn't D.Va also, because then we would have more forward presence than we have right now. This is the thing with Roadhog D.Va, is it's two off tanks, which doesn't really equal a main tank, so we have little in the way of forward presence. Still not a huge fan of this maneuver, especially, like, right now, because 2 people are dead right now, so they have to get back, bare minimum. And D.Va's just lost her mech as well, we can see in the kill feed, so she's basically dead. And there's people around that can just kind of fuck us up, basically. Like, we know they've got an Ana, we know there's a Genji nearby, so, like... And because most of our team is dead at that point in time, they can just focus us as well. So I'm not a fan of the maneuver as a whole, but, like, really not in this situation. Because there's a lot of things around that can fuck us up, pretty much. So Genji killed a bunch of people in our absence, and that's very upsetting. Mostly for the people who are dead, probably. I'm just inconvenienced. The other people are probably upset about it. Missed Genji, unfortunate. He's one of those people that's difficult to hit. Or to hook. You can try and, there's a trick you can try with Genji, where if they try and deflect your hook, or you notice they keep trying to deflect your hook, you can, melee attack first, because they'll be watching for the animation, and just, like, meleeing at them looks visually similar enough to the hook that you'll get them to deflect early if they keep trying to do that, and then you can hook them after that. Also, though, just, like, Genji is a kind of telegraphed guy, in that he's gonna play really far back and then dash up to you as soon as he has the chance, right? So with Genji specifically, it usually ends up being a lot easier to hook the guy if you wait for him to dash first, because that's kind of his big movement, right? So if you just wait for him to dash, you can then see where he's going, whip over, and then hook him suddenly, because usually they're dashing in, like, ground level to try and finish a guy off, so they're not going to do any wacky movement or anything right after the dash a lot of the time, making them pretty easy to hook. Did left click into the deflecting Genji, best avoided if possible. Life is difficult sometimes. D.Va threw herself off the map, so I really hope that's play of the game, because she died right there. Oh, is D.Va Ramen? No, because she just said hello, and that's Briga. I was gonna, that would have been pretty sick if she, like, slept D.Va as she was flying out of the mech, and then D.Va fell off the map. That would have been sick. I really hope that's the play of the game, because, God, that'll be sick. Hey, second time's the charm. Okay, I was like, he might try and, like, swing back up under the map for a while, but he decided not to. So, if we were feeling threatened enough now, we could use Whole Hog to, like, clear out the minefield and push the enemy team back at the same time, because it'll clear that minefield out real fucking fast. Still not a fan of this maneuver, particularly on Zenyatta, because we really don't want him to use Trance, and you have better odds of killing Zenyatta by just going for the shot into him, basically. Because he's got longer to react to us doing this to use Transcendence than if you just hook and one-shot the guy. And Zenyatta, he's a big old floating box as far as his hitbox is concerned, right? So it's really easy to just one-shot Zenyatta, and then you avoid the risk of him using Trance and surviving, basically. Because we really don't want him to use Transcendence. Similar logic with Lucio as well, but if you just knock him really far back, if you use it on him, he's going to be breaking it down for a while. So it can be awkward for Lucio, but something similar can happen depending on the map. Because I've seen that one before as well. It's one of the most tragic things you can possibly observe. But I have seen Roadhogs go for the hook and then Whole Hog on a Lucio. And they've knocked him back, but he's started using Sound Barrier, so he goes really high. But the thing is, if he collides with something like this, it'll work, just barely. So I've seen them shoot Lucio players back with Whole Hog, and they've just gone high enough to, like, collide with a piece of scenery and break it down on that. And it ends up being extraordinarily tragic, but very funny. I've only seen it a couple of times, but God, when it happens, it's one of the saddest things that can happen. The Roadhog feels really bad about it, if nothing else. So there's some enjoyment to take out of it there. So here comes Hammond again. We've got a Baguette as well now. Missed the Hammond as he was rolling away. Very tragic. He would have been very upset about that one, wouldn't he? Roll into Bridget, get stunned, roll back out, get hooked back in by Roadhog. Oh, that would have been... He would have probably been tilted for the rest of his life, to be honest with you. So here he comes. Here's the minefield. Very inconvenient. Anna's dead. Extraordinarily inconvenient now, actually. Oh, I know what we want. I know what we want to do right now. I like how he looked at the hole ahead of time as well, just sizing it up like, oh, I can't wait to dunk that hamster in you. We didn't end up dunking the hamster in him. We just killed him the old-fashioned way. And that's just not nearly as fun, is it? So Bridget's changed to Hanzo. Right. Hammond's back again. Oh, is it that time of year again already? God. Comes by faster and faster, doesn't it? So Ash killed herself. That's very exciting. Not for Ash. She's probably feeling very embarrassed about it, but that's very funny to me. Oh, we got him. We got him. All right. So, we're pretty close to 50-50. I think we've missed 3 hooks into the pit and gotten 2 of them now. One of them still resulted in a kill, even though we missed, though. So, hey, you know. We're making Hammond's life difficult, if nothing else. And that's really the goal, isn't it? Here he comes again. Oh, there he goes. Oh, Hammond. He's a very annoying hero, isn't he? It's alright, he's not really accomplishing that much. There was that time he killed Anna with the minefield, but he's not really accomplishing much on the whole, so it's okay. He's accomplished a few things in the hole, though. That was some good wordplay right there. I don't know if you've noticed, but hole and hole sound very similar as far as words go, so you can make some easy jokes out of that one. Just ask South Park. So we decide to clear out the minefield right now. I'm not very excited to use it just to clear out the minefield. I know I brought up using it to clear the minefield a second ago, but not specifically to clear the minefield out. If they were also coming in at the same time, and then we can force them back and clear the minefield simultaneously. I don't actually want to use it just to clear the minefield. So we did it here. Genji start using Dragon Blade. Oh, there he comes. It took him a while to get here. I was like, I heard Genji, but I never saw him. He just slipped by and I missed him. So yeah, I'm not very excited to use Whole Hog like that, just for the minefield. If they were trying to push through it at the same time, alright, you know, fair enough, but not just the mines. My cat's doing something very silly right now because, he's black and white, and I have a rug that's black and white, and right now he's attempting to blend in with it. I can't see him, he's invisible now. He's hunting, probably. Cats are very stupid creatures, aren't they? Missed the Genji, very tragic. We shot into him while he was deflecting. Best avoided, if at all possible. So even though that fight was going pretty well for them, actually, they managed to fuck it up, and they haven't pushed it anywhere, so that's nice. So, is that Hammond? That might be Hammond that gave up and just changed to, Reinhardt in the last couple of minutes. We'll know if we see Hammond roll through in the next 5 or so seconds, won't we? Miss Tracer, unfortunate. Okay. I was gonna say we could have waited a little longer to try and hook her, but I see what the goal was. She looked like she was running forward, and then she moved back right as we pushed the button. Unfortunate. Happens. I was gonna say we could have waited a little bit longer to line it up, but I see what we were going for, and it just didn't work out. Very tragic. Here, we could have waited longer to just line the shot up a little bit more. And I know this is basically like aim better, but we looked kind of rushed on it. You can usually take a little bit longer to line up a shot, to be honest. You usually have longer to line a shot up than you think you do. It's so hard to actually kill a small hero like Tracer or Baby Diva as with Roadhog's left click without the hook. We won't see the play of the game. God damn it. I wanted to see Diva jump in the pit after using her ultimate. God damn. It's very hard to actually kill, like, those small heroes with Roadhog's left click without the hook, though, so that was pretty fucking sick, to be honest with you. So, still follow Northern Lion is good. This was interesting. The Summoning Salt is, mostly speedrun-related channel, which has got, like, the progression of the world record for various, games that are commonly speedrun. So, you know, Portal, the Mario games, so on and so forth. And they were pretty interesting, and then there's some more just general things, like the history of Blindfolded Punch-Out, which was actually surprisingly interesting. And then mostly everything else is Northern Lion, who I do follow. Build a Viking house with hand tools, a bushcraft project. I don't know where this has come from. Actually, I do know where this has come from, because I follow a channel called AVE, which is, The man is very entertaining, and it's largely centered around, like, tools and engineering, generally speaking, so that's probably where it's come from. But the man is very entertaining, so that's AVE. Highly recommend at least looking at the channel, because if you've ever listened to, like, a really Scottish or Irish, something to that effect, maybe Australian. Like, he's one of those three, definitely. If you've ever watched, like, an aggressively Scottish person talking, basically, it's kind of along that line, but in an understandable accent. So, very entertaining. Even though it is, like, basically reviewing tools, the man himself is just so entertaining. Because, you know, I don't know if you've noticed, looking at me, I don't exactly do a lot of, like, work with my hands too often, but it's still entertaining. Recommend checking that one out. So, what, not much stood out overall, to be honest with you. There was a lot of doing the combo I'm not very fond of, but you'll get people telling you that it's a good combo to do, so I guess, you know, depends on your outlook, doesn't it? No, I can't think of one overarching thing that stood out, really, other than that, but that's perhaps just a personal thing with me, so I got nothing, overreaching to say to you, to be perfectly honest. Just, like, general efficiency stuff, like the hooking, shoot, then hook, and shoot, hook, shoot. And then melee as well, just to make, you know, make absolutely sure. and just like fighting out the guys that can retreat with you, retreat away from you, and then hooking them back when they try to retreat, that kind of thing. Just like efficiency stuff in that pretty much overall. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. If for some reason you enjoyed this video and managed to make it all the way through, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.